Welcome to Coin Conversations. I'm Chief Meteorologist Josh Kozar, and we've got a very fun conversation ahead for you. I gotta say, I have already experienced this group myself in, 4D, which we'll explain in more detail here in just a moment. But a lot of creativity comes into this, and it's so interactive for you at home to be able to sit back, relax, and give yourself a moment of nostalgia, especially if you are a kid from the 90s or anyone who loves the 90s, and in particular, someone who loves the weather like myself. So this is definitely up my alley, and I'm so glad that the friends here at Coin 6 News of Gosh Darn Delightful is returning with their CineWhimsy event at the PAM CUT Tomorrow Theater that is coming up here shortly. So if you are maybe confused as to what we are talking about, I want to give you a little bit of an insight on exactly what is in store. Yes, that's storm debris from an EF5 tornado, a fictional tornado brought to life during Portland's movie Twister from 1996 with a 4D experience.
We got cows!
The team at Gosh Darn Delightful brought the cult classic Twister to life Saturday in the Portland Art Museum's PAM CUT Tomorrow Theater. A prop bag full of cotton balls as hail, balloons as storm debris, and fans helped bring the severe weather to life. This was such a fun experience for meteorologists and weather enthusiasts alike. We can't wait for their next 4D movie experience.
Have a good night!
And there they are, the masterminds behind this fun event. We have Lucy, Nicholas, and Cherie. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks.
Okay, tell me, where did this idea of bringing 4D entertainment come to light?
Well, we just really love movies. And we want to make the movies just feel really extra. We've been doing this with our friends for many years. And we've been doing it in different forms to essentially kind of have what's happening in the movie kind of jump off the screen into our living rooms. And actually, it started all in this living room with the movie Twister.
We actually just found, this is not complete coincidence, we just found our Dorothy prop from our very first one that we did here in
So
the
all started
prototype.
here, but it was the very first, like, any kind of CineWhimsy experience that we did. And we were doing it for 5 years with our friends. And then we knew someone from the Portland Art Museum Tomorrow Theater, and they reached out to us and said, do you want to have that translate from a living room to a giant movie theater with
250 seat theater?
with 250 people? And we said, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm so glad you did. Talk to me. So you did the Twister movie about a year ago now. That's the one that I went to. Was blown away, literally. And how did you guys come up with deciding that was the first movie you were going to kind of take to 4D?
So I think there was a lot to it. I think the three of us just adore that movie. That was the first one we had done in the living room, so it's also very nostalgic to us. It also just has a really good formula, F1 to F5. It keeps the plot moving really fast, and yet there's still a lot of character and heart, so you can hit kind of the more poignant moments, but it's just also complete chaos. And there are so many iconic lines, and everyone has a different favorite iconic line. Like, I feel like I go in with my favorites, but then watching the audience call out what their favorite lines are the moments that hit with them. I think movies do that for every generation, but I think there's something about kind of 90s nostalgia with films in particular that just really bring people together and make people kind of just escape the real world for a little bit and just allow themselves to be silly and fun and feel like a kid again. So I think that's kind of our goal with why we picked Twister. It's just really chaotic and fun and funny. And
Lucy, that was a really good answer.
what?
That was. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
So I gotta say too, you three in particular really add an extra element to this because you can tell when you're watching the movie, when you're watching you all interact, that you add so much joy and fun. You all are having a great time too, which I feel in turn really allows all of us to do the same. How does that energy kind of build before you perform? Because it's a performance.
It definitely, I don't mean to take over this interview. It definitely helps that we're all really good friends that we genuinely enjoy being together. I don't know. Do you guys want to answer the last one?
I think, well, honestly, I think we were very nervous going into the very first one because we think we're funny.
We think we're delightful.
We didn't know how it was going to be
Gosh
received.
darn delightful.
We didn't know how it was going to be received by an audience of 250 people. And
Yeah,
so
you just don't know.
we took a lot of chances, and I think we got really lucky with the choices that we made. And we went into it knowing that we had a pretty fun show and that we were just going to go out there and have a blast. And we were hoping that people would come and join us and play too. So we were lucky that that happened.
We also do just really to our bones love this movie. We joke that when we prep for an event like this, we probably watch Twister 100 times, and every single time before we begin, we'll call or text each other and be like, guess what we get to do tonight? Watch Twister.
So lucky though.
So lucky we get to watch Twister tonight.
I think the golden rule for us when we're doing any of these events is like, does it make us laugh? And then we also test it on a couple people, like our really close friends, and see if all those things translate. Because then it feels like you're inviting 250 people in on like all these inside jokes and really your fondness and love for the movie. So it feels like this like really like warm invitation into like all the heart, all the humor, and all the chaos.
But we do also really learn from the audience, like based on where last year the audience reacted or the lines they love or the scenes we love, we will then this year be like, let's focus on that. Let's bring that out because we want everyone to feel, whether they're with a big group of friends or whether they're coming by themselves, we want them to feel like they're having a movie night with like their bigger group, with their people in a sense, with people who get their sense of humor and get their love for movies. We want it to feel like a community in the room. So we also love feeding off of what audience members love about this movie, just like we do in our living room.
And it is a fun moment, too. As an audience member a year ago, I was sitting there and watching people light up. And the biggest thing I took away was watching adults turn into kids while watching a movie again. It was so enduring and heartfelt and just so natural for us. And that was my big takeaway, was just being able to watch people enjoy a movie. So you guys definitely succeeded with that. But you're welcome. And you know, people can show up either in a big group, they can show up by themselves, they can just bring themselves. What do you all provide when they walk into that theater? And we're seeing a few of the characters in addition to you all.
What do you mean? We just carry this with us everywhere, wherever we go.
We got cows, yes.
Got cows. Well, I mean, there's so much. It's very multi-layered, like what is provided in the show. You're not only watching the movie happen. There's times where we will like, if there's like a specific moment that we want to pause, and the movie will literally get paused, and then like we'll inject some kind of like hyper like fantasy moment, like that could be like a big musical number that's accented in a like kind of wild part of the movie, or we'll have a lot of catchphrases where people can we supply different like character catchphrases where the audience can yell certain things at the screen. They can have a lot of agency and they can make a lot of choices like when they say those things, kind of like a Rocky Horror Picture Show thing, kind of really celebrating that. Even though I think Blockbuster was a big blockbuster when it came out, or that Twister was a big blockbuster when it came out, but it feels like it's kind of like a forgotten big movie. Like a lot of people are like, it's not like a Titanic where you say Titanic and everyone knows what that is. Like I feel like you had to be like a 90s or like 80s kid to be like, I know what Twister is.
Until now.
Until now.
Until now everyone knows.
Yeah.
I think we also like really took into consideration like if somebody comes by themselves, what would their comfort level be to join in with the fun? So we really take care not to like single anybody out or like call anybody up who's not wanting to do that. We do get and arrange all this beforehand so that there are no surprises where people are put on the spot. You're able to like participate as much as you want or as little as you want. And that's our whole point, is to what you said, like to see adults play again.
And like one of my favorite things about Twister, specifically this movie and what we do with it, is we divide the theater up into 5 sections, and each section becomes kind of one of the tornadoes. We have an F1, F2, F3. So especially moments like that, if people are coming by themselves, they're already part of a team. They don't have to introduce themselves. They don't have to say their favorite fact about themselves, any of those, like, warming up games that we all dread, but they immediately have a team that they can cheers with their balloons. They can wave them around. They know their section. Everyone kind of becomes immediately immersed with other people that are on their side for something.
And
sorry.
no, just saying, for someone who has a goldfish memory like myself, you all do a good job of saying, remember, this is coming up, so this is what you're going to be doing next.
Absolutely.
We feel like that's helpful to have like an organized chaos structure.
That's a good way to put that.
Because there's definitely like certain cues where we prep. Well, first off, at the beginning of the night, there's like sort of like an orientation instructional video that sort of like an in-flight information video that you get at the beginning of every flight, and basically kind of tells you what you're going to be expecting and the rules of the evening. And
so if you don't follow the rules, you don't. If you let your balloon go in the wrong tornado, great. You've betrayed F3, but now you're part of F4.
And tornadoes are chaotic.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Exactly.
In our last show, Home Alone, we had whoopee cushions involved, and there was like this one kid specifically that was just whoopee cushion, whoopee cushion, whoopee cushion, whoopee cushion, just over and over, and it was just really funny to like see him make all these choices on his own, but something that we had supplied for the show that he could use at that specific moment that we had kind of orchestrated, but they could add it when they want to.
Yeah. I think sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I think just going back to your earlier point, like I think there's something about movies, especially nostalgic movies, that people just immediately drop their guard. We're a lot more open, ready to be playful, because that's kind of muscle memory. That's what our brain tells us. We go into that childlike mode, and so we're just ready to be playful and be silly. And that's at least how we are. We hope that's how you are when you come.
And I definitely think, even seeing, I wasn't able to make it to the Home Alone one. Talk to me about how that kind of came to be, and these videos are absolutely hilarious. Of course, the nail in the foot there.
I'm sorry.
Who was distracted by the nail in the foot? What was
How we structured Home Alone was a little bit different. So Twister has the 5 tornadoes. That's kind of our main base.
And sort of builds and builds and builds.
Yeah. Home Alone had a lot more kind of, we would act out certain scenes, emphasize certain kind of key moments. Like we had a giant popcorn fight when Kevin's on the bed jumping up. So everyone got to toss popcorn around. Shout out to PAM CUT Tomorrow Theater, because they let us do crazy things in there, which is a lot of fun. But our main kind of thesis statement was that these two played the Wet Bandits. I was Kevin, and we kind of went through the theater for the last like iconic 30 minutes, and different sections of the audience got to be the different booby traps in a sense. So they got to toss plastic spiders, or they would throw torches to be the torch that, burns Harry's head. And we kind of got to enact the last 30 minutes with the various audience sections.
Yeah.
And so another cool thing I like about the setup of the Tomorrow Theater is no matter what section you're in, if you're up front, great, you get to see us the best. We get to interact with you a little bit more, but from the back, you get to see all the props getting used. So there's really also just not a bad seat in the theater.
So kind of figuring out your seats and everything, when can people come see Twister? How do they get tickets? What are all of the details that people need to know?
So our show is, it's at the PAM CUT Tomorrow Theater on the Southeast Division location, and it's going to be May 9th.
Saturday, May 9th.
Saturday, May 9th at 6
So it's open
p.m.
at 5:30. So come early, because we have signature cocktails and pizza.
And fun fact, that weekend, May 9th, is the 30th anniversary of Twister.
That's right.
I mean, you'd be insulting Twister not to go. Just putting that out.
Yes, you got to celebrate. And I do remember the drinks being really good too, and themed, and just the whole experience definitely well-rounded. And I do have to say, I'm going to give a big shout out to the cleaning crew afterwards, because as I was leaving, I was like, wow, I sure hope they let them do this again, because this was a lot of fun. But wow, all of us audience members, we made quite the mess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We use leaf blowers throughout the show, and so we got to leaf blow some of the props after Twister to the theater to try to clean up.
Bring it all together.
Yeah.
But so some of these props too, do you have a few of the examples that you can kind of show us of what people can expect in their goodie bag?
So Twister is iconic and known for having cows. So yeah, we're holding these cows. So there's a lot of things that are flying in the audience and around with us. So we have a lot of balloons, a lot of like it's like a beach ball material. So these are props that are just kind of flying throughout there. So there's a lot of experiential elements, but everyone in the theater gets a goodie bag. So it's resting on their seat when they come in. Everyone gets it, and they get certain items that are interactive, and they get to interact with it throughout the entire movie. And we explain and we give all those cues during it. And one of the main ones is to generate wind. So we have these Twister fans, and we cue everyone like every time
Debris.
people in the movie the storm chasers are going after a tornado. We prep people to inflate their balloons, and then we tell them when to release them. But we also, at the same time, tell them to get their Twister fans and generate wind. And then also, additionally, our third thing during the tornadoes is that we walk around with leaf blowers. We generate extra gale force wind. I did not know.
I did not think
That's the kind of insanity you're gonna feel in the movie. And so yeah, Twister fans, a lot of wind and storm debris is like what we call the balloons. And the theater keeps filling up with more and more and more balloons as each tornado, the F1 through the F5 escalates.
we do also have
different
plugs that are available for anyone who's like, that's going to be a lot of sound for me.
Right.
We intentionally got very, very quiet ones.
Yeah.
And we will not blow you in the face. Like
No. I'm also just an extra person, so I'm always like,
Well, and I remember in particular, you, Nicholas, rolling up hill as the wind and the tornado was coming for you.
And he can literally do 1 or 2 of these, and he's like, wow! And he's like,
yeah.
And I think
know.
it's in this video too. So
Yeah,
I mean, you
like,
can see the debris. You can see, I mean, everything left behind.
Yeah.
Myself.
And there's our photo booth.
Yep.
And there's the famous pipe. We have bubbles,
sensor bubbles.
and there's the bag. Everyone gets one. And then I just could not resist, Josh.
This is your moment right here.
It's really But another thing you can see in that video, like with the pipe that we're using at the end, is like we have very kind of almost homemade looking props because we definitely want it to feel like we're kids. We just finished Twister and now we want to go in the backyard and reenact Twister. Like that's kind of the vibe that we want to give. Is very low pretension and just fun.
And you all succeed at that so well. I cannot tell people how fun I had at this. And again, just seeing everybody. And I think it does. It stems from you all having that childlike excitement about watching a movie. And, you know, Lucy, like you said, oh, we just watched the movie. Let's go play in the backyard and reenact that. But you're doing it along with, 200 plus friends in a theater.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
and we definitely want to feel like, you know, you are extended friends. So if you come, please come talk to us after, say what you liked. We're going to have a box this year where you can drop names for future movies you want us to do. We want to celebrate movies that make us all happy.
Yeah.
I know I already kind of threw in the ring Hocus Pocus, maybe.
Solid choice.
That's a really good one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we said maybe Beetlejuice.
Do Bette Midler proud. I feel like
yes, we
could get that level. Not quite Bette, but like right below Bette.
Oh, we can put a spell on you.
Yeah.
We will put a spell on you.
I don't doubt it. And you all, because I follow your pages on social media and everything, this stemmed from you all watching movies. I've seen videos of Mary Poppins. And talk to me about kind of looking into the future, do you have plans for more of these movies? How frequently are you planning on doing them in case people can't check this one out? Is there anything in the lineup right now, or what's your vision board look like?
Yeah. So we're Gosh Darn Delightful. We're actually like an event planning business. So we're hoping to kind of expand into like doing smaller private events and bringing some of this like really into your living room. So we have like different ideas for movies that we can customize for you. We also have we're launching a Cine Snacks thing where it's just a do-it-yourself thing that you can like take home and like do yourself at home. That's coming soon in the future.
Want to tell them what Cine Snacks is?
Yeah. Oh, so Cine Snacks is like CineWhimsy, which is what we're doing with Twister in the Tomorrow Theater, but it's food. So like for different parts of the movie, there'll be a different food interaction. So
different recipes, like play on words for characters. Certain dishes will celebrate an iconic line, and it's something you can download on our website, and it's just like for you to take and to do with your friends if you want to make it a little bit more kind of in the home and just kind of chill on your own. I say chill, but I already take that back. It's not
Keeps you entertained.
Exactly.
Yes.
We do birthday parties. We do like all things, anything that you're really just wanting a sense of whimsy and embracing play as an adult and just enjoying laughter and fun.
We do award shows.
Oh yeah, we do award shows.
Award shows.
And those sometimes need.
Yeah, exactly.
We do cosplay karaoke.
Oh.
We have a lot of ideas of how we can really ignite people's imaginations and really have that, like you said, have like adults get back into like pretend play. I feel like that's something that was such a huge part of childhood. And for some reason or another, it kind of starts to taper off when you're an adult, but it's nice to bring that back.
And there's no reason it has to taper off, so we're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back.
Good. You're forcing us to do it, and I think a lot of people are happy about that.
That's our goal, is to impose this on all of you.
If people...
But to circle back to CineWhimsy real quick, we are hoping that Twister will become kind of a tradition. So whether it's every year, every other year, we're hoping the same for Home Alone, and then slowly we're hoping to add new ones in, maybe once a year, maybe once every other year, that kind of thing. So as time goes by, we'll start to be able to do more and more of these because they're a lot of fun. They just take a little bit of time to create and make and practice.
Because you're almost building your own type of storyline amongst because you'll pause the movie, you'll have moments of talking, you'll have the moments of playing out a scene, and so that does take time. And I think maybe one of the big things is if people want to support you all and Gosh Darn Delightful and CineWhimsy and everything that you're doing to bring joy to the Portland area, what's the best way that they can help support you?
Yeah, they can come to our shows and come meet us, experience the CineWhimsy event. This is kind of our biggest event and splashiest event, but also check out our website and kind of get interested in all like the smaller events. Contact us, follow us on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, engage with us, ask us questions, give suggestions.
We would love to hear from people. So even if you're like, I want to do this kind of event, but I'm not really sure what that looks like, message us and we can kind of give you the different options that we have, different ways we can set you up to do your own event, different ways you can hire us to come to your event. We got a whole splash of different things. And we'd love to hear from you.
Pretty easy. We're goshdarndelightful.com or at goshdarndelightful. So
it's pretty unanimous. There's no underscores or little icon. It's just gosh darn, just across the board. Our website and all of our socials.
But we also go back to saying we do a lot of personalized birthdays. So for that, what we love is for you to message us and be like, these are the things I love, or these are the things the party I'm planning for. They love these things, and we can kind of create a whole event just based around that. So we did a Space Jam basketball party once because somebody loved basketball, but the other person doesn't really, but loves animated movies. So Space Jam basketball party. We've done a bird watching party where we had the birthday person show up with a list of birds they really wanted to see at Laurelhurst Park, except all of their friends dressed up as the birds in the park.
Gosh.
They'd go around finding the birds.
That was really
that makes
fun.
you laugh. We had a lot of people coming up to that one being like, what is happening?
can imagine. But then again, it's very Portland.
It's
It's
very,
very,
and we're so lucky to live in a city that
Yeah.
embraces this type of play and humor and like also just community. People show up for each other here. It's really nice. We're lucky to live in a city like it. So go
They
Portland.
do, and you all are being a big heartbeat of that too. I want to sing your praise because I did. That was one of the highlight events of my year last year, and I still talk to so many people about it. And I almost feel, have any of you been to the Sphere in Vegas with the Wizard of Oz?
Oh, but we've watched a lot of videos.
I want to. Yeah, they're doing Wizard of Oz, or have been doing Wizard of
Yeah.
Oz, and it looks so cool. Yeah, it's like CineWhimsy with like a $1 billion budget.
That budget, we will do.
Maybe.
But when I
Here,
saw that they
contact
were
us.
doing
Idea.
that, when I saw they were doing that, I was like, did they take Gosh Darn Delightful's idea? Because they did that first.
Folks,
you.
folks, you heard it here first.
Just
Heard it.
your friend.
But no, thank you all so much for taking the time to chat with us. This will be all up online. People can find your website there, your socials, where to get tickets for, again, May 9th, Twister at PAM CUT Tomorrow Theater. They got cows.
Yeah, so many cows.
Just the same cow.
And they'll be flying around the theater all night long. Thank you three so much for taking the time, and wish you all the best of luck, and you'll see me at another show for sure.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Really appreciate you spreading the word.
Thank you very much, Josh.